before. I have been told I couldn't take certain things along on a trip. I have lost things traveling, but this journey, I believe, is the worst ever. So here is what happened. I was scheduled to travel on Friday, and then I only got a confirmation that I could travel on Thursday, and my flight was scheduled to be at 5:30 a.m. So I finished packing, I think around 1 a.m. and then I went to bed, woke up around 2 and got ready, dragged my son out of bed. Like, it was so terrible because he needed to sleep. He was really tired. I was tired, you know. I got him out of bed around 3. We left home. So I got to the counter. I was about to check in my luggage when the lady told me I was late. And I'm like, it's an hour. I still have like an hour. She told me, no, you should have been here 3 hours before, meaning I should have been at the airport at 2:30 a.m. and I got there 4:40. So I was like, okay, so what happens now? She was like, well, you cannot go on this flight because the flight is already closed. I was like, but the aircraft is still there. Why can't you just let me, you know, go? And she was like, no, because you have a luggage that needs to be checked in, and by the time the luggage would be conveyed to the aircraft, it would cause a delay. So I suggest you go to the service desk and get information on what you can do. I was really pissed off. Like, I actually didn't expect this to happen. Like, it was not even in the spectrum of possibilities for me. Like, I didn't even think I was going to miss my flight, of all things. So I was really disappointed. Then I went over to the service desk and I explained what had happened to the woman, and she told me, well, you cannot get another flight today because our next flight to Albania is on Monday. So I went online and then I saw this airline, Air Serbia, that I finally flew with. I booked the flight, which cost me almost double of the normal price, like twice what I paid for this flight that I missed. At this time, it was already 5 a.m. and the flight that I just booked was scheduled to leave at 10 a.m. meaning we'd have to wait at the airport for 5 hours. And I was with the baby. I was like, God, how is this going to end? I was already playing various scenarios in my head of what could go wrong. And then I only had one pamper with me, one diaper, and I didn't have anything else for the baby. Of course, I had a bottle for him, but that was it. I didn't really have much because I thought, okay, it's just a 2.5 hour flight and I'll just be at my destination in no time and I could just, you know, continue to live the rest of my life. But little did I know that I would end up being at the airport for 5 hours, getting another flight that would take 4.5 hours, almost 5 hours, another 5 hours, making it a 10-hour journey. So I was just determined. I was only worried for my baby. Like, he might just break down, he might just get really tired, he might just start crying, he might jump into a tantrum. So we started waiting, and then when it was about 7 a.m., the check-in locket opened. So we went over, we checked in our luggage, everything seemed to be going quite all right, and then we went ahead to the gate. So I was just sitting down there with my kid, I was playing cartoons, I was keeping him really entertained because you really need to distract a baby in a situation like that. I had his toys, I had a few toys, you know, with me, so he seemed to be doing quite all right. And then I think it was about 5 minutes to 9, I noticed something was smelling. He had defecated. But the worst part of it is that his feces already leaked out. So you could already see the wetness on his trousers. And I didn't have extra clothing for him. And I was like, God, this is not happening. And what if I still miss this flight because I have to change this baby? But then, you know, his trouser was really getting really wet. You could see it and it was really smelling. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to rush over. And then I got to the other toilet and then, you know, we just did that thing. I tried to be as fast as possible, you know, to get him clean. And then when we were done, we started walking back to our gate. And then while I was approaching our gate, I noticed there was nobody there. I was expecting to see at least a queue. To cut the long story short, the flight was delayed for about an hour. So we went on the flight. It was quite a good flight, you know, and the baby was really cooperative. He was a good kid. He was friendly. He wanted to go everywhere. He wanted to go to the cockpit. He wanted to, you know, touch every passenger. He was just crawling all over the aircraft. So he was having a good time. So that really gave me the encouragement to push through. that way. Hey, let me hear it. Let me hear what? You are in Albania. You are in Albania.
Once you go there,
Thank you.
I
I look terribly rusty at the moment. Divine also looks exhausted. We are headed to the hotel, and I actually thought, okay, finally we are in Albania, we can get some food and get some rest. And the driver just told me that we still have to drive 45 minutes to get to the hotel. Divine, say something. What do you think about all of this? Very beautiful hotel called Grand Blue Fafa, located in Durrës, Albania. It's a 4-star exquisite hotel that overlooks the beach, and in my opinion, this hotel deserves a 5-star rating. So we got to the hotel and Divine is looking all around like, where the heck am I, mommy? Like, where did you bring me? He's stunned at the moment. Like, he doesn't even know what is going on. He knows he's in a strange place. He knows he's in a very beautiful place, in a very sunny place with great weather, because he knows that we came from the cold. Like, it was around 10-11 degrees when we left Amsterdam, and now we are here 26-27 degrees. So I mean, the atmosphere is totally different, and I think he's loving it. I really can't wait to explore this country together with him. Where are you going to? Oh, that's your. You like your new bed? You like your new bed? The view is sick. Like, this is my view. Oh boy. I love it. How amazing is this? Lovely. It's our second day out here in Albania, and I would not necessarily say that we had a great night, because Divine was having trouble getting accustomed to the new bed. So, well, we slept together in my bed because I was very afraid to let him sleep all by himself in the other tiny bed that we have in the room, because I'm just afraid that he's going to fall off, because back at home he sleeps in a crib and not in an unbarricaded bed. It felt like every hour that Divine was turning. So every time he turned, every single time that he moved, I would wake up, so we didn't really sleep well. But we woke up in high spirits. I mean, the weather is great. When you just open the blinds and you see the sun rays like flash through your window, you just feel good automatically. So I actually forgot to tell you guys that ever since we got to Albania, Divine has been getting so much love. I would call it fan love. Like, people adore him. Like, everybody comes to him. People want to take pictures, people want to carry him, people want to hug him, people tell me how cute he is. I mean, they are so obsessed with him, and he doesn't seem to understand what is going on. Sometimes he refuses, like, I don't want you, I don't know you. But as a mom, I think it's quite refreshing to see that so many people love your child, of course, and that your child is special. Actually, back in the Netherlands, we don't get this kind of reaction whenever we go out. So this is new for me, this is new for Divine, and he's just like oblivious of what is going on. Like, he cannot place it, which I totally understand, of course. So seeing all this reaction and seeing that so many people out here love him, I am considering enrolling him in a modeling agency here in Albania. So if you guys have any idea of how to go about it, I mean, I don't even understand the language here. So if you guys want to send me links, if you guys want to send me tips, send me good agencies that I could enroll a toddler with, I would highly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
We have one little.
It's our third day here in Albania, and today would have been a very horrible day for our family, but I give all glory to God for averting the horror. So what happened was, I had this event that I was at together with Divine, and Divine was actually disturbing because it was past his sleeping time, so he was very uncomfortable and he was cheeky, he was naughty, he was just all over the place. So I decided to go to a corner, like a place where there were not too many people and where I could make videos. So I was just there recording videos of the event on my phone, and Divine was more or less beside me, but I had put him on another chair. So I got up. I wanted to move forward to get a better view. So I thought it would be wise to barricade him. So I put 4 chairs together, like I put 4 chairs against each other and placed Divine in the middle of those chairs. And I made him watch cartoons on my other phone. So I think I moved about 3 steps ahead of where Divine was sitting. I could still see him, and every now and then I would glance back to see if he was still okay, if he was still seated, if he was still quiet and watching his cartoons. And along the line, I think for a split second, I got carried away by what was happening at the event, and I didn't look back. And when I eventually did, Divine was gone. So I looked under the chairs, I looked around, and Divine was nowhere to be seen. And that was when I panicked. Then I started to fidget. I started to look around. I started to walk all over the place, like looking under all the chairs. And I didn't see Divine. There was no sign of Divine, no trace of him. And I was like, God. And then I started to shake from within. My body started to shake. My legs started to shake. My ankles became very weak. I could barely hold myself up. So I ran to the bar and I asked the barman if he had seen my child, because while we were there, Divine would crawl around and I would let him crawl, and some of them played with him and they saw us together. So they were like, no, we didn't see him. My life was crashing right before my eyes. So I started to run all over the place, started asking people, started asking guests if they had seen a crawling baby. And most of those people don't even speak English, so they don't even have an idea what I was talking about. I saw a group of people from France and I could just mutter a few words like, mon bébé, vous avez-vous mon bébé? And they were like, no, mais non. Oh my God, at that point I was close to tears, but I knew I had to be strong to get myself collected, get myself together, to be able to just be very rational and be able to think and be able to, So I started to ask everybody. I ran all the way down to the reception, asking them if they had seen my baby, and no one had seen him. So in my mind, someone had taken Divine away. Someone had taken him and left the hotel. And the thought of that crumbled me, like physically, emotionally, mentally. And then I thought of my husband. I thought, God, what am I going to tell him? Like, he's going to regret he even let me take this boy away in the first place. How am I going to explain to him? It's just inexplicable what I was feeling, but I knew I had to just remain sane. So I kept asking, I kept running helter-skelter, asking everybody that I came across, like, have you people seen a baby? Have you seen a crawling baby? And we were just running, and other people joined me, and we just went in all directions looking for Divine. So I was devastated. I was shaking. I was torn apart. I was just like, oh God, please, oh God, please. Because Divine is so small. Someone would just pick him up, drop him in a big bag, and they are gone. And this is Albania. Like, who do I even run to? Who do I talk to? So I went out of the space that I was in, and the next thing I just saw a woman running down with Divine in her arms. Oh God, that moment. That is just a moment to be grateful for. I still think of that moment that I see him in that woman's arms, and with a smile on his face, the twinkle in his eyes, the brightness in his eyes. And I looked at him, I looked him straight in the eye, and he had no clue of what he had just put me through. He just had that smirk on his face, as if he was playing peekaboo with me. But I was so grateful. I hugged that woman like I don't think I've ever hugged anyone so tight. So I'm really grateful that nothing happened. I'm really grateful that nobody stole Divine and took him away to another country or ran off with him. I'm so very thankful that I have my baby back.
Is it alive?
You like it? Yes.
Oh!
For you? Good.
Very long trip yesterday from Albania to Montenegro. Actually the trip is not supposed to be so long, but because we made about 2 stops, so this morning we woke up in Montenegro feeling really great. That's our hotel right behind us, and it is a massive hotel, food is good, staff is excellent. So we're just heading to the beach. So I'm gonna change quickly into my swimsuit. Let me.
Why you don't love me?
We are having such an amazing time. Like, you guys, this place is just everything. The hotel is amazing, and guys, it's been very difficult because I'm here with Divine, and you know, I don't only have myself to take care of, but I also have to think of him. My nails are broken and it's really tough. I have this backpack with me, and that's like my, you know, lifeguard. Like, everything that is needed is in there, so it's really not easy traveling with a baby. So if you ever have to travel alone with a toddler, I would suggest you travel with a backpack like this one, where you can just throw in everything you'd be needing all day and you're good to go. And I'm so happy he loves it out here. It's his first time out of the Netherlands, and it's his first time on vacation, and I was really nervous before we left home because I was like, how am I going to manage all by myself with a toddler? Hey, see ya, Papa. Don't touch. That's not for mommy. That's not for mommy. Yeah. He's been a good boy. He's been very, very strong. Sometimes I'm even worried for him, like, how is he holding up? But he's doing quite well. It's 1 a.m. and Divine woke up with a terrible fever. He's been coughing, and I suspect that his entire respiratory system has been infected. Because earlier today we were at the jacuzzi and Divine took a gulp of the water in there. So I think he might have ingested some bacteria. We didn't sleep all night. Divine cried all through. I feel so bad for him. He's so vulnerable right now, and he cannot even tell me what is wrong with him. The last thing you want on vacation is for your baby to get sick. Like, it really sucks. So first thing in the morning, I got some baby paracetamol. So we were on our way back to the room. We stepped into the lift, and the medicine just dropped and broke into pieces. Like, this is my life right now. The mosquitoes in this place are not here to play. Like, they are for real. They bite you in such a way that they leave a mark. So they don't just bite you and leave without you knowing that they were here. They let you know that, guy, I have visited you. Like, the bumps are so huge and they itch. Oh my God. I am trying to just look around and see if I can find something nice for my husband. I remember 3 years ago I went to Albania and I didn't buy anything for him. It wasn't really a nice feeling to, you know, travel all the way to that. Okay, Albania is not so far away, but still, you leave home for over a week, you come back and you don't bring anything. It really isn't nice. So looked around and couldn't find anything for him. So I decided to just pick socks instead of nothing at all. And I think I'm gonna go with this one. I hope he likes them. They are not so expensive. I was actually hoping to get something quite lighter, but these are a little thick. They are like winter socks, so I'm just gonna go with this. It's better than nothing at all. I'm just so very happy that we are going back home. Going back home to normalcy. Going back home to our own beds. Going back home to preparing our own meals. Going back home to daddy. Like, we just cannot wait.
As you perhaps can hear from my voice, I have been sick now for a few days. I actually got ill after I attended an event that was held on the beach. So I was sitting down there for 3 hours in the cold, and I couldn't leave because it was being broadcast live on national TV. So after the whole thing, I went back to my hotel room and started feeling funny. So the next day, I was really down. Ever since then, I have been trying to recuperate, but my health has kind of like been going from bad to worse. So we are on this flight, and I am just telling myself if I could just get some sleep, if I could just close my eyes and get some 30 minutes sleep, maybe I would feel a bit better. But Divine is not going to let me sleep. He's not going to have none of it. He's like, Mommy, if I don't sleep, you don't sleep either. We are home now, and it was really good being back home. It was crazy actually, because when we touched down Amsterdam, it was freezing cold. And remember, we left Albania with 26 degrees Celsius. And we got back to Amsterdam, and oh my God, my feet were frozen literally. But I'm still ill, unfortunately. My whole respiratory system is blocked. I can hardly breathe. I am only breathing through my mouth. Sorry guys, I really didn't think or expect that this vlog would be ending this way. But I do want to thank each and every one of you watching this part of the vlog, because this means that you watched this whole vlog till the end. Thank you so much. It's been a marvelous 2 weeks. Thank you for coming on this journey with us. It's been a journey with its ups and downs. I think the low point of this trip for me was when Divine went missing. But overall, it's been a good journey. I have learned my lessons. I know what to expect if I ever get to travel alone with Divine another time. I know how to prepare myself. I know what can happen. I know what to take along. And I know what time to leave home for the airport. So we still plan to do a few more trips. We hope to go to Turkey one of these coming months. We are also talking about going to Spain. If you like to see any of these countries or other travel vlogs from us, you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notification bell, because that way you will be notified anytime I upload a new video. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and I would appreciate it if you could give me suggestions of the kinds of things that you'd like me to show in my videos, or the kind of things that you'd like me to talk about. I would really like to do that for you guys. So one more time, thank you all so much. Until I see you again on my next vlog.